Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly energy update, and this is for the week of August 28th through September 4th. Although these videos are timeless, so if you have come across this video outside of that time frame, I would still trust your intuition and that it brought you here for messages. If you are watching this during that period, wow, this week on September 4th at the end of the week, Mars joins the retrograde parade that's going on because all of the planets, except for Venus, will be in either their pre-shadow of their retrograde or in the middle of their retrograde. So Venus being direct, all our love lessons are still kind of focused outwardly, while all the rest of the planets, every other area of our life, are pointing us inward for this reflective period to understand things. So what does this Mars retrograde energy bring in for us? Well, Mars is known as the planet of the god of war, but it is focusing on the masculine energy part for this retrograde. We are kind of drawn to reflect on that. The men in our lives, like our fathers, those in authority over us, even brothers, cousins, anyone that had this masculine energy in our lives. And with Mars actually being in the sign of Gemini, Gemini really has to do with communication. And so I feel like what we're being drawn into for this period is a new way of communicating with those masculine energies in our lives. We, of course, are going to ask for this reading, just, creator, spirit, universe, what can we do with this Mars retrograde energy? So we'll definitely look into that. So September 4th is when the Mars retrograde pre-shadow begins, and we'll start to feel the energy of the retrograde almost on day one. And as we get closer to when it actually goes full retrograde on October 30th, then we move into that strong energy period from October 30th to January 11th of next year. That's as long as Mars is going to be in full retrograde. Then when it goes direct on January 11th, for a couple months, all the way up to March 16th, is when we're going to be in the post-shadow. And that's more of a reflective period of what did we learn during this pre-shadow and retrograde period when Mars was in Gemini, and what are we going to do with that? So that is the kind of information that we're going to be looking into here as we pull this reading. But before we jump in there, I did want to make sure you were aware, I'm right in the middle of having a YouTube subscriber marathon where my goal is to reach over 1,000 YouTube subscribers or more, of course. And when I reach that amount, I am going to be giving away 10 free 1-hour personal readings to 10 lucky individuals. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate you consider doing so, because once I reach that, I'll put out a special video on how you can actually sign up for that drawing. But also, in the meantime, I'm putting out kind of weekly another special giveaway. So I have put a link down below to my giveaway playlist. I also put links to the specific videos, whichever is more convenient for you, because there still is time to sign up for my first giveaway, which is a free 30-minute recorded personal reading. And then the second giveaway that I just put out last Friday is for a hedge of peace and love. So if you want to know more about what those are, and if you want to sign up for those, check those out below too. I'll also throw the link to the playlist at the end of the video. It'll appear here in one of the corners at the end. So I'm excited for those giveaways, and I'm also going live each weekend, and I'm going to go intermittently too on kind of like Facebook and Instagram, but I am going live on YouTube on Friday evenings at 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Yep, and then going over into midnight into the next morning. And then on Saturday at noon, and Saturday and Sunday at noon, I'm going live on YouTube as well. So if you want to check any of that out, just keep an eye on my Facebook, my Instagram, and Twitter, because I do put out the advertisements of when those things are happening and other information as well. All right, so enough of all that. Let's jump in to your reading and see what we can do with this Mars retrograde energy. All right, Virgos, this is your weekly energy update. We're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Into the Lonely Woods deck. And any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. So if any of those catch your fancy, you know where you can locate those. All right, so for our Virgos, what would you like them to know about the Mars retrograde energy? And you've got realizations. Makes sense. Card number 41. We'll put them right here. And let's see what energy these bring us in for you. Come on, one more page. Turning the page. Realizations. It says, so often we are distracted. We churn through the day, too busy to see, to hear, to feel, and to think. The soul starves within us. But in a time of aloneness, we can come to the moments of deep realization where we begin to understand so much more. Honor those moments when they come within this time and space. The key to moving into a more soulful and rich connection with yourself and the world lies in these more lonesome times. You will have moments of realization that are the key to your entire life taking a different shape in the days to come. And this is a great blessing, born from the quiet, the stillness, the space around and within us in isolation. So definitely there's this hermit type of energy, which is perfect for Virgos, because when you look at the major arcana in tarot, of course, Virgo is the hermit card. So this inner journey, this inner turning is so you. So it's nothing that you're like, oh no, you're like, oh yeah, that again. Okay. We'll see what else they want you to know though here through these numerology guidance cards, and just see what else they want you to know. Okay, what else for our Virgos, please? Oh, okay. Your card came flying out. So you do have pride coming in here, which 9 and 1 together is 10. So you have these endings and these new beginnings on things that these realizations. I really feel like the pride is our stubbornness, right? You are an earth sign, so you are very grounded and you get very solid, and it's like, no, I'm not going to move from this, which is okay. It's part of your strength too. You're not movable in, beliefs that once you gain these beliefs around unconditional love within you, you're not movable with it, which is a plus there. But in this case, these realizations, it's time for you to let go of it. It's time for you to really understand what is of the higher realms that you do want to become unmovable with, and those that are the small t truths that are related to the opinions of the outside world, all those expectations, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the musts that you have, that you're stubborn with. These realizations are coming through. And it's this nudge to go check the pride at the door, because then you're able to really transform your life like this was talking about. We also have these Power of Surrender cards. We'll see what else they want you to know here. Yeah, the old, you don't let pride stand in the way of your movement, of your evolution, of your, ascension, of, whatever it might be for you. These realizations, don't let your pride stand in the way of these realizations. So what else for our Virgos, please? What else would you like to let our Virgos know about this beautiful Mars retrograde energy? Okay, I do want. Is there 2 there? Oh, there sure are. Double blessings. Your first one is surrender the idea you can fix someone. A beautiful realization. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So, beautiful realization that you can't change someone else. You can't make anyone else do, see, believe, blah, 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 anything, because they are going to decide. Again, this pride comes in, these fixed ideas. We don't like people trying to change our minds. It's human. We're like, we resist. And we don't change the world by trying to change other people's minds. How we change the world is by changing hearts. And how do you change a heart? By trying to convince them that you're right and they're wrong, right? No. You change hearts by loving people unconditionally. And when that unconditional love sparks within their own heart, then they start changing from the inside out, not the outside in. So I love that. And then surrender to complete healing. Beautiful. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Yeah, these realizations, it's beautiful because as you let go of trying to change others and you take responsibility for your own healing, your own emotions, your own physical, whatever they are, you transform because your body stops stressing and it steps out of fear, which puts it in alignment to being more in alignment with that energy of perfect health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. Your body and your soul and your mind just align with that unconditional love instead of trying to change other people and trying to be who you think other people think you should be too. We'll dig in a little further here. Spirit did give me 3 tarot decks to use for your reading, and we're going to start off here with the Chinese tarot. And don't worry, we're not going to pull a ton of cards from each. They just wanted to offer variety. And I had some readings so far where the same cards came out within each of the different decks here, which is always a really strong message, right, communication-wise. Then we had the Runic Tarot, and that's R-U-N-I-C, like runes. And let's see what else they would like our Virgos to know here. So what else for our Virgos? Okay, you do get... Okay, they want 3 for there too. My goodness. And then we have the Good Tarot. And so the Good Tarot, we will also pull some cards from. All right, so for our Virgos, what else do you have for them? No, they said not those. Okay. Guess those are your cards. So you did get 2 over here as well. Let me see how we can fit all of these in so you can see them here. We'll move these like this. Actually, I'm going to move these like this. Move all of these over. Then you get these 3 and these 3. All right, and we are going to start with... Yeah, they do want to start with this one right here. So you have the 4 of water. Water is the emotions, 4 is stability. So this is stable emotions coming in. And this does have to do with realizations that the 3 cups, normally you have 3 cups and then someone's leaning up against a tree really bored with those 3 cups being offered the chalice, the Holy Grail from off the screen, off the card from the creator, from the universe, from whatever you believe your higher power is. And the 3 cups that they're bored with are the 3 cups that you're told are supposed to fill you up emotionally, which are relationships, situations, your body, and things and finances, right? But they're bored with it because when they look into emotions to fulfill them, people change, people pass away. So it's not fulfilling for very long, if at all, when you look for relationships outside of yourself for your wholeness and your completeness. Same thing with situations like jobs, education, social status. Those things, situations never stay the same, right? So they're not fulfilling. And then your body, bank account, possessions, those things break down, deteriorate, stolen, burn down. So again, don't find very long fulfillment in those things, if at all. But that Ace of Cups is the chalice, the Holy Grail, full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. That is what we're hungering for. That is what we're thirsting after. And that Holy Grail, when you drink from it, that's when your thirst goes away. That's when your hunger goes away. And so that's why the stability is coming in, because you are learning and connecting to a higher love than what you have ever had before. Yeah, you have the Strength card. And it's because you're connecting to your higher self and your higher world, because this card is exactly everything I was just talking about. The Lion is your human self. This Maiden is your higher self. The Lion is taught, go out here, drink of those 3 cups, and your thirst will go away. But the Lion goes out like all of us do, and we drink of them, and we're even more thirsty than we were when we started off. So it becomes desperate. It's even hungry. It's hangry. It's hungry, angry, and it roars in the jungle because it's so desperate. Well, in the beginning, our Lion is not aware of our higher self, but our higher self is always aware of our little lion self. And the Strength comes in because the lion is roaring enough where it's getting the attention of our higher self. It comes down. It doesn't come down to kill the lion and put it out of its misery. It doesn't come down to cage it to save other people from it. It doesn't try to manipulate it with a whip and a chair like they do in the circus, because our higher self knows what our little lion self is hungering for is the unconditional love from above. It's not getting it out in that outside world. Well, it just is very convenient that our higher self is made of unconditional love. So it comes down, gives a lion a big hug, gives it all this love, and finally the hangry lion transforms into a purring little lion cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling its thirst quenched, its stomach full, and feeling loved like it has never before. So these definitely work so well together. And then they do want to go to these. So we'll go to this one next. So you do have the Page of Pentacles. You also have the 3 of Swords. And the Queen of Cups. So the 3 of Swords represents our expectations, our thoughts, our beliefs, kind of like those three cups I was talking about. It represents those expectations. So again, our thoughts and our beliefs around those things are supposed to fulfill us are coming into question. The Page of Pentacles tells you that you are finding a new level of your worth, your self-worth is no longer being determined by the outside world, right? You're finding it through this love. And I also love that, our higher self isn't like Superman that comes down, rescues someone, and then takes off. Now that the lion is aware of the higher self, they walk hand in paw through life in a completely different way. Your worth being determined by that relationship instead of the outside world. And the Queen of Cups she rolls over the emotions, she rolls over water. She also, all the queens get an extra dose of water, so she's double water, which really allows her to feel and understand her emotions, but connect to the higher realms, to the spiritual realms. So I really feel for this, Virgos, that you are entering this huge awareness as you dump this, small t truths, this pride, this connection that you have to your old ways of thinking, with you connecting to the capital T truths and the higher ways of thinking. You are in such communion, like we're talking about the hermit. When the hermit has the lantern, that star that's inside of it is your higher self, and allows spirit world, your connection to your higher self, to enlighten up your path, which takes you in completely different directions. So what else we got here? Yeah, you've got a Justice card, which the Justice card, they have like the sword of truth, which on one hand connects you to the capital T truths of the higher realm, while also allowing you to slice away the small t truths that no longer serve you. So you're having this come in here. Yeah, I figured. The High Priestess shows up. Queen of Cups is much like the High Priestess because she's so in tune with her emotions and the spiritual world and her gut and instinct and intuition. The two, which is the High Priestess, is definitely that. She takes time away like the Hermit does, steps away from the chaos and the noise of the outside world, which allows her to go behind the veil, connect to the higher realms, dives into her subconscious, the unconscious, the hidden, and, again, huge connection to the spiritual world. And your final one is Temperance, balance. So 3 major arcana here for your last little grouping, which is really powerful. It's showing that you're having this huge impact on your life. It's not just a little alteration. It's like a fork in the road where you're taking a whole different off-ramp into a different area of your life. Such strong connections. But this isolation, it is saying it's important for you to take time away to connect to the spirit world and make it not full of expectations and what a spiritual person is supposed to do, because that's the spiritual ego. We can have spiritual pride as well. It's just I cracked up once because my guide showed me in my head how they had 2 sock puppets on my hand. One they had like this was my ego, the one that, is tied into the small t truths of the human world and all those 3 things that we're supposed to be pursuing. And I was like, all right, that's not satisfying. So we're putting that to the side, and that one disappeared and went off screen. But this other sock puppet came over here, which was the spiritual ego. And it was like, oh, look at me. Now I'm all spiritual because I'm no longer doing those other things. And look at me. I'm reaching this point. And it's all, again, full of expectations and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. It just changed, kept me in the game still until I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, you look a lot like that sock puppet. You just have, instead of horns on your head, you have a little halo, And that's what I feel is happening here. Is you're moving more and more away from this spiritual place of the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and comparison of your path with other people's path, and it's becoming very much this inner hermit path, which is so, like I said, in alignment with your Virgo energy. So beautiful awareness is coming, beautiful realizations coming as you step away from those things. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be updated immediately when the videos become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things, it helps spread the love, and it helps my channel also grow in significant ways, because when you like a video, when you share a video, when you comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, when you do those things, the YouTube algorithm, it gets so excited, it wants to share the messages and videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. I also recently have added a sliding price scale for my recorded videos, which offers a variety of prices you can choose from for a reading, something more in line with your budget. So all of that, again, is listed in the description box below. All right, Virgos, I'm excited for your hermit journey. And as you go through this, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. We'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.